welcome back to another episode of Team Building Exercise. In this one, the knuckleheads are going to be talking about the Rebs. They're kind of gross, but don't tell them I said that because I'm kind of scared of them. I'm kind of scared of the Teratons.
Welcome to Team Building Exercise. This is an episode of Team Building Exercise, the award-winning Team Building Exercise, Season 5, Episode 6. There you go, I had to look it up. And we're here to talk Rebs, as you can see. There, it's a Grogan. That's a Obi-Wan Kenobi. My name's Rob.
I'm Jack.
I'm Coach.
And we're here talking Rebs. As always, on Team Building Exercise. Never miss us. Here monthly. Always, every month.
Every month. You can set your watch to it.
Yep.
Without fail, like Old Faithful, every month.
That's right. Jack, we'll start with you this time. We never start with you.
Unless we have to skip a month. But other than that, every month.
We're starting with Deception.
Right
off the hop.
Definitely not every other month. Not every other month. Definitely every month.
This guy, he's already cutting into your time, Jack. You have a time limit, so you better talk quick.
I know. I'm the person who takes up the least time with the least amount of shenanigans, and yet I'm the one who gets punished.
I think I take the less time.
What?
I take the least time for sure. Come on.
Okay, so yes, in fact, we are doing the Rebs.
Go ahead. And let it go, Jack. Come on. What do you got?
Yes. So first, I just wanted to say that
let it go.
We are dedicating this episode to Ian Kane. He's our boy, and that's just everyone needs just to know that.
Yeah, he's a big Rebs fan. I think
probably the biggest I know. No one else I know has any affinity towards the Rebs. In fact, I will be
go Rebs.
Rob said he will eat anyone's face who puts "Woo Go Rebs" down in the comments section. He will little barbecue sauce and anger. That's all. Okay. So I'm going to start with the Yindij Infiltrator Commander
as the leader.
As my leader.
Woo,
for 22 points. Right. One of those bad boys. He's all right. 5/4/5, 2 hit points. That's not bad for almost
pretty much everybody else.
Yeah, like it's
90%
outrageous. The rifle, it's the range 6 rapid fire rifle. No big deal. I did give him ammo because I had 2 points left over. So we'll keep, for those of you keeping track at home, get your spreadsheets out using your Windows Excel spreadsheets. Oh, I saw a finger. I saw like a hey.
You had to give him an item. Very uncharacteristic of you, Jack.
Oh yes it is. He's got agility, frenzy 1, scout, recon 5, scout, tactician 1. Again, not my big deal. Not my wheelhouse. But yes, exactly. Usually I go for attack 2 if there's one available. But I've decided to go for hide in shadows because I plan to be a complete jackass when you see the rest of my list and go, oh, he's just abusing the system. And I'll be like, yes, I am.
I think me and Jack's lists might be very similar.
Okay. So young Coach Jay Coachington, do you mind giving everyone the Hide in Shadows, the DL?
Yes, I would. It's Hide in the Shadows. At the end of the active model's activation, for the rest of the round, the model cannot be targeted by shoot actions. This cannot have line of sight drawn to it. The model is still affected by keywords that target every model in the cube, such as fragged, indirect, it burns, or blast, and can still be the target of an assault action. This is dirty. I like this one a lot.
So, if your model's out in the open, it's not out in the open for the most part. It's still going to be attacked, but it's now got this special haze of protection.
No, you can't be shot.
Well,
You can hit it with frag and direct.
Yeah, I mean
like
stuff that hits the cube, or if I don't know if you guys. I know Jack remember soap.
yes.
Bert
yes.
would just, I'm invisible, and that was it. So now if somebody runs into him, obviously the fight starts. But you could just stand up there, and like a sniper can be out in the open, just taking pot shots at people left and right. It's a really good splat. Really
so
good.
you either have to have something like Rob said, it burns, or something that targets the square, or you have to get in the hand-to-hand with them. So those are your two options. So I'm going to start. I have some Z scavengers. Again, just to reiterate, I have all of these are models I have. So my list might not be optimal or whatever. This is the models I have. So Z scavengers, I have 4 of them because
troop tax.
They're troop tax, but also
Brave hacker. Yeah.
Yes, they're hacker. They also have stealthy. So, and they can take objectives and whatnot. And also on our Veerman last month. Oh, I say last month, ironically. The last video
Last month. It was last month. Go ahead. Keep going.
We had a comment by someone named Michael Semnewski. I see.
Here we go.
See, that was
quiet.
This isn't in the script though. Like we didn't plan for this one. What's going on? This one. Oh.
At least the shark is coming.
Someone's coming.
All the negative comments are coming.
I'm sorry, Michael Semnewski. This was not supposed to happen.
Rumors.
Oh.
Rumors.
Woo!
Rumors.
Look at how Rob's face lights up and Jack is just disgust.
Rumors.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Boomers Rumors with your host Boomer.
Boomer, how's your Australian accent doing? You little
Is good, mate.
okay, better. Keep the bit going.
So I got a rumor for you.
Okay.
Now,
You're supposed to say what is it?
well, where did you get this rumor from?
Inside sources.
Okay, inside sources where?
Straight from Mantic.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Who?
The rumor is that they are going to release single heroes next month for Dead Zone and Firefight.
Wait.
Specifically because Rob Berman gets annoying messages about it.
So you're saying this comes right from Mantic HQ that there will be an offer in which certain heroes will be able to be purchased as a single like just buying heroes.
Yes, and I quote from Rob Berman himself, so people can stop bloody asking me when they are coming out.
Really?
I heard his voice when you said that, actually. It was a very good impression.
Yeah, that was a good Rob Berman impersonation. That sounded just like him.
So basically, we can buy single models. I think maybe the Mercs came out on the Army Builder, on the Easy Army. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe.
But
It's
also,
good. We've wanted single models for a long time, pretty much forever. So
Right.
It's good that they're starting with this at least. Maybe we get some of the more unique troops too to get single models too. That'd be nice.
Well, I think with Firefight might be able to do that just because, like, say you want to get a unit of enforcers and you want 20 of them, you get a box of 20 enforcers or of peacekeepers or whatnot. So that might be a good way to go. I mean, I hate to say that the other company does it that way, but that's the way the other company do. We're so used to Mantic, you're paying at one price and getting a ton of models at once. Maybe there's a little way for the veterans like us to beef up our.
Yeah, say you need an extra Grogan or something. That'd
Right.
be nice to be able to buy
Yeah,
them
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But it's a good start that we're getting the heroes that way at least, and probably most of those are leaders too. So you get a lot of the leaders too.
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty good. Maybe in new sculpts or something like that. Like, we'll get.
well, now you're asking for too much.
No. I'm saying like if they come out with let's say they come out with a Rin Cell Leader or a Saphir Cell Leader specific,
Yeah, we don't have those yet.
right? Or a Rebel Sniper, and then they can introduce it just in a blister.
The real problem is that if you go to Mantic's site right now and you go to Dead Zone, there is no Rebs listed at all. Rebs are totally gone. So either that's a sign that we're going to get a lot more Rebs, or the Rebs are getting cut out of the game completely. So make your decision.
I don't know.
I doubt it. I assume that means that there's some hard plastic maybe coming. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Like everybody else has got. The Rebs are the poor redhead stepchildren. They haven't got nothing.
Nothing.
Like as their old models. Like even the Marauders got redone. Come on.
Yeah. You know what?
Put them to bed. They're done. No one plays them.
The Asterians got a Strider before we got new Red models.
Yeah,
That's
like I said, that's Obi-Wan over there. We call him Obi-Wan because the original Restic model looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we're still using that model. It's 6 years old at least now.
Older than that. That was in the first
OP.
box.
Yeah, whatever. When did Dead Zone start?
That's 9 years ago at least.
That was one of the original 4.
Well, come on. It's only been like 2 years, right? Dead Zone's only been, come on. It's not been like 10 years, right? Come on.
So any more rumors, Georgie?
Boomer.
That's not Georgie. That's Boomer.
I'm sorry, Boomer.
Oh, Boomer! How do you can you recover from that slight right there?
My ears are bleeding.
Hey, Boomer! I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
What do you think of Rob Berman?
I love the robes.
There you go.
But
No.
Rob Berman in particular, is it just like you rolling it into
everybody name it Rob?
Rob?
Yeah,
It's Rob Berman.
That's right.
What's not to love?
What's your buddy? You got a buddy named Rob too. What's his name?
Who?
Coach. Coach, you got a buddy named Rob that was at the tournament that I was at. What's his name?
I got a bunch of friends named Rob.
Oh yeah. I love him too.
Okay, well, that was
That concludes Boomer's rumors.
There's Georgie.
Boomers, rumors, boomers, rumors, boomers,
No, I think he got eaten.
FOG Andrew. Oh, wrong show. Sorry.
He's the handler of the goblins right there.
that seems.
Andrew, put him in the cage.
And he's gone.
Oh, and he's gone. So today we've learned that Rob Berman does negotiate with terrorism. That if you are squeaky enough of a wheel, you will get everything
Get you want.
So, get all
Get
your
you
wants met. So just yes, everyone.
My question is, what did that person who commented comment, Jack?
He'd mentioned using pass rules and hordes and stuff, and now
Oh, is that the? I went down the rabbit hole with that one.
yeah.
But you know what? It was a good discussion. There was no vitriol. It was actually a good repartee back and forth. You know,
it opened my mind a bit.
yes.
Especially thinking. Usually, I use my main forces, and I said it in that episode, and I think that's what's spiraled. I said, well, I get my big guys out, I wreck face with them, and then my guys left over, will land on objectives, and during that discussion, it was brought up that you could just use your little guys, use up a move, basically waste those turns, and then you'd have your big units left over to then wreck face at your leisure. So I was like, oh yeah. So I just wanted to say that, yeah, it was a nice discussion, and I appreciated it. There was a lot of comments going back and forth. Yeah, so
our last episode had I think this season had the most comments out of anyone. It was good. It was a lot of good stuff in there. So keep it coming.
yeah, go down there and see what everyone's talking about. Okay, so where was I? Oh yes, I took 4Z. They're not the greatest. They're probably the worst unit in the game.
No, isn't there one that's sevens across the board? That's GCPS, isn't it? The recruits. I think recruits are
Or
seven across
maybe
the
board. The handlers,
Maison Labs.
or Maison Labs, something like that.
Yeah, the lab guys. I think they're pretty bad.
Lab techs.
Yeah.
But they're 6.0 VPs. They've got a range 3 pistol.
But they only have 1 hit point now, which is hilarious. Oh.
Yes,
Oof.
which harkens back to Rob and I. They didn't go this way, but when we were doing playtesting and then we were rules committee and stuff like that, we had always said, well, 2 Zs on 1 base would be funny. You could model 2 up on the base because they are.
That's why they have 2 hit points. Yeah. And now you have them little.
Now they went the other direction, and
they're on a 40mm base now, which I don't know, but
Maison Lab Techs are 6.56.
Oh, really? They're not even that bad.
Yeah, they're not. So, but they are 7 points.
One Z on a 40mm base is running around. That would be funny.
Hey, Jack, just for the sense of getting the news out there. How many VPs are those Z scavengers?
0.
Goose egg.
Which I almost, because I am doing how many I have, and I had 2 boxes of Zs, the old and the new for Dreadball. I almost went with a list that had 10 Zs with 10, each one with a grenade, because you could have as many grenades as you wanted. It was asinine. Had I done it, I would have felt a giddy joy at doing it, but also a bit of shame, because this is a sacred. We win awards for our journalistic integrity, and I thought that maybe that would have been.
Jack, because you are the excellence of elegance, so.
And broadcasting, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So next I have yet another Z, a single Z, but one with a defender shield for five extra points.
I want to see that modeled up.
Because that, and you know what? I have one Z that's modeled up because Community Pat and Rob and myself, we were doing a Starfinder role playing in the Mantic Universe thing, and he was my character. I had a Z character, and he's running on a big dynamic pose base and stuff like that. Maybe I'd give him a defender shield.
I could see like you model it, and it's like he's holding it over his head, and it just covers him. It looks like a tortoise, something like that.
Yeah. But I figure he could be side by side with some of my other troops. Next up, for my troops, still in troops, I have 3 rebel troopers. They're 5.66, 2 hit points, range 6, rifles, rapid fire, 7 points each. Again, they're the stock base. They're not particularly good, but you gotta fill the board with something. And after that, I have 2 Rebel Sorax. Now, these guys come stock with the blaster, range 4 blasters. Again, just a lot of people that so far you would expect in a Rebel list. 6 points each. They're 5.56, 2 hit points. Nothing special.
Although you have the blaster, just explosive blast, range 4.
Yeah, the blaster is more of a area control weapon where you can knock down and stop speedier people because you have to use your action to stand up. Good for things that shouldn't be affected by things that you think, oh, that's unstoppable. You go, well, no, now I've moved you here and you could be pinned. Or next up, I have 1 Rebel Sorak, the Sword Spawn. Now the Sword Spawn is like the melee version of the Sorak, and I really loved the first metal model that came out. And I have one, and he's in this list because I love that model. I thoroughly enjoyed the new ones that came out, though.
The weird pose.
Yeah,
they're doing like a breakdancing.
Yeah, they're cartwheeling and they're doing stuff like that. If that's the model I had, I would never field it. Doesn't matter what the stats are; they look ridiculous.
I'm pretty sure I cut mine up and changed his position when I did those.
Did you move the tail?
Yes, didn't want it phallic tails. Yes.
Oh, it does kind of, yes. Yeah, if we're gonna keep it above board, we won't discuss that tail. What that tail looks like.
But then again, as an expert in xenobiology, it is in the right place.
That is correct.
I just, I mean, if you want to be, that's where they are.
And we do. You're the expert, and that is clearly.
That's where it goes. Yep.
But that tail with a couple of inkers, now we're talking. YouTube, we couldn't have that on YouTube.
I'd have to blur that out.
I have next. We're going into some specialists now. We have a specialist. I have one Alpha Simian Brawler. Now they are some beasts. No ranged, but they're 4 fight, 5 saves, 1 armor plus 5 hit points. So that's a beast. He comes with spiked gauntlets, knockback, and smash for 26 points. Now, hopefully, he's one of the ones I would have that I would be able to use my splat on and make sure that no one can even shoot him. If you want to take him off the board, you got to go in and start fist fighting him.
Yeah, he has 5 hit points.
Yeah, and armor 1.
Yeah.
Like that's no joke. 4+ is getting in the range of real dangerous. Like we're not talking 3+ like an aberration or something like that, but 4+ is
it's pretty damn good.
Is an impressive. And then
here, Jack, you're glossing over. All right, you're at size 3.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say you charge in. So you're charging in 3 + 1 for charge. +1 probably going to be bigger, most likely going to be bigger because a lot of stuff has got reduced in size. Plus you have smash, so another one. So even if you're just standing in the cube, you're getting 5 dice. You're rolling 5 dice on a 4+. You're looking all right. It's pretty good. No knockback, no AP. I was surprised they don't have AP, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And honestly, the size 3 means that hopefully this guy will have a Z with a defender shield standing beside him.
That'll work.
But with the 40 mil base and size 3,
they'll both fit.
Point of order before we go on.
Yes.
I took this whole time to look through every single item. The Z's are tied for the worst stats in the game. Who do you think they're tied with?
Zombies.
Oh.
No?
I'm going to guess.
I thought you weren't going to look through it because we didn't get to it. Rob,
look through what?
You said you weren't looking through the armies that we've never...
I've never said that.
No,
you did.
I may have lied.
It's definitely not an Asterian, an Enforcer, or a Forge.
Yeah, it is. It's an Enforcer.
Oh, really?
Dog drones. Dog drones were tied for the worst with the Z's. They got the same stats as Z's. Do you know that? Like the shoot, fight, and save, at least.
Yes,
everything else is better on dog drones. But.
Okay.
Because the recruit is 666.
Yeah. I thought the recruit was worse, yeah. But no. I thought it was 777. But I maybe just thought in my mind that's how bad they were. But
They won't do a 777. You know why.
Copyright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Georgie should be 777.
Right. Yeah, he should.
That'd be funny. Anyway, sorry, Jack, to interrupt.
If you wanted to get a Georgie model made, apparently all you have to do is badger Mike. You just have to Rob Berman. Just make his life miserable for a month and a half, 2, and then again, squeaky wheels, people, squeaky wheels. Okay, so I have a second Alpha Simian Brawler.
Nice.
This one is equipped with Energy Shield 3.
Oh, really?
So yes, so for the additional 10 points, I have the everything we discussed earlier, except for this one will have an energy shield.
Yeah, he's not Beast. Yeah.
So
I was curious if he was Beast. He's
I'm
not.
just. I'm. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Jack.
That'd
is-
be.
Cool. Wiping a tear of joy.
No, just amazement that Jack has taken 2 items so far. Count him 2 so far.
Yeah. Well,
He moves 2-3 too. He's fast, little bastard too.
he's fast, and hopefully you won't be allowed to shoot him. You'll have to go in there and try and fight him hand to hand.
It's weird.
And
that
if
a
you're
big-
shooting him, he's got energy shield.
it's weird that a big guy like this moves on a 2 to 3, right?
It's because he's in a monkey.
But he's big.
With that agile,
Do you ever see a gorilla charge? They're pretty fast.
No, I'm not saying they're not, but you know.
I've never seen it. I take away their credit cards.
I got to get a rim shot in here.
Don't even.
Okay.
He's so proud of himself.
And my support. For support. I'm glad I
He's
can
still
make
laughing about it.
It's the faces. Jack knows what he's doing. He's getting right through to me, Jack. You know.
That's why it's good there's a video podcast now. You can see Jack's facial
my
expressions.
antics. It's good for 2 reasons. One, you can see my tomfoolery and hijinks, and 2, Rob actually has to not be in bed laying down eating a chicken on his chest.
It's true. I actually have clothes on.
In his socks.
That's true. And last but not least, one Rebel Strider.
Yes, I knew it.
555, 3 armor, 5 hit points, size 4. It's got the Polaris cannon, ranged 10, AP4. That's where I've been trying to
You took the tank buster.
Been trying to. Did I take the tank buster?
That's what it's called with the Polaris cannon.
Oh, well, I'm busting tanks. Look at me.
Still to this time, with all the additions of everything, the burst laser, the assault, even the they don't have the Ajax, but still, even to this time,
No, good. They shouldn't have the Ajax.
They shouldn't, but I mean, at this time, even now, the tank buster still pretty much holds its weight. It's stood the test of time.
It's expensive, but it's AP4 is always nice.
Yeah,
Pretty much hitting anything.
Same amount of hit points as a Simeon, but
Size 4.
yeah,
So you can't have a Yin did shoot the shield in its same square as him.
or a Z.
Oh, sorry, easy.
Yeah. But
It's like nobody'd ever take a Z, so it must be Indish.
I think I did a combination of a bit hoardy, like there's some goodlies running around, but also with some big beefy boys. Hopefully a nice balance, not too much of a horde, not too much of an elite list, which brings me to the final totals of a total of 18 VPs all told, and 15 troops. 11 troops and 2 specialists, so pretty reasonable.
You're a reasonable guy.
And that is my list.
Very nice.
You weren't even interrupted once.
And honestly, except for when Boomer's Rumors, when apparently sometime soon you'll be able to buy individual models from Mantic. Keep your eyes open.
Boomer's rumors aren't necessarily true. I think we should have a little asterisk on the bottom of the screen.
No,
Oh.
Don't take Boomer's rumors as truth.
Rob, you didn't. Oh my God! Wait till he hears this. Besmirching your favorite. You just.
Well, it's a favorite between him and Georgie. That's not like saying much. It's like I have a favorite slime pit.
Oh man.
And the fact that you call Chief Momalunka a slime pit, and that's how you lovingly refer to him.
I
Yeah.
don't even know who that is.
He's on.
So-
he's on hiatus right now. He's on.
He's never on the show, so I don't know who he is.
He's
Oh.
on a sabbatical.
So that is my list, and honestly, I never take energy shields because I don't care for the way they work most of the time. But I felt I needed to beef up.
A bit clunky.
yeah, I had to beef up one of my. I wouldn't take this to a tournament or anything like that, but that is my list.
How many points?
Thank you very. 200 on the nose.
On the nose. Oh, almost on the nose, but okay.
It is on the nose with all these equipment teeth or and things.
Yeah, that's the ammo. The ammo for on my commander infiltrator commander was.
Is that 2 points?
Was the thing, and honestly, if I could have got another Z with a Defender Shield for more comic effect. I think I don't remember if you can do 2 in a Rebs list. I don't know if you can.
Sure, I don't think so.
No, you can only have 1.
Yeah,
one. Okay,
that's probably why you didn't do it.
That's the reason. Okay, yeah. So that's that.
There you go. We'll take a short commercial break. We'll be back with my list and then Coach's list, and then we'll discuss other things after that. So we'll be back. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Sorry to interrupt, but have you heard of Dragon's Tome? Introducing the Dragon's Tome. Join your hosts, Jack, Chopper, and Rob, as they go down a nostalgia rabbit hole. The only YouTube channel to look at every Dragon magazine in chronological order. If you'd like some fantasy shenanigans, search for Dragon's Tome on YouTube. You can also find us on Twitter at Dragon's Tome or email us at dragonstomepodcast@gmail.com. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
All right, well, that was pretty incredible that we had a Boomer's Rumor that actually I don't think we're going to get too much hate mail on this one. We've gotten quite a bit in the past. And then we had Jack's amazing list, uninterrupted, as usual. And then, we've discussed a lot. And Jack actually admitted to the whole universe that he's going to change up his tactics from listening to other people. I think that's very big of you, Jack.
Why, thank you.
Very magnanimous and grotatious.
That's what the show is about. This show is about the discussion. It's not about egos. It's about learning and sharing, and being chums.
Okay. Well, if that's what it's about, we're going to go to Rob and Rob's list. So, what do you got there?
This is what it's about. Yindage, Infiltrator Commander.
Woo!
By far the best because Hide in Shadows. That thing is OP. Mm-hmm. And I thought Jack was going to do my list. He didn't do anything like my list, so
wow.
I'm impressed.
Right.
We can start with the same leader and have completely different lists, which I think is fun.
Okay.
So my list, starts with the Yindage Infiltrator Commander. Jack talked about him. He's only 20 points.
Hide in Shadows. Cheap. Yeah, good.
He's a good deal.
And I have one of those. For troops, my first set of troops, I have 4 of them. And they are Rebel Yindage, because I love them. Agile, Frenzy 1, Scout, 5.56, not the best stats. 2 hit points, size 1. Rifle with rapid fire, whatever. But they're only 10 points each, pretty cheap. And Frenzy 1 and Agile in Scout. Scout's always fun. I like Scout. Moving guys up, and you get 4 of these guys moving way up.
Actually 5 with the leader.
Yes.
If you want to
if you count him, yeah, I guess so.
You know what you do?
Easy.
What you do is you put the leader out in front, and the guys start to look at you and say, "Oh, we're going to shoot him. We're going to do this. We're going to do that," and then you just jump behind everything.
And you just dress them all the same, so you can't tell who's the leader. That's the key.
You get them under some overhead protection.
Yeah, but
if they've got bombards and stuff, you can. My scout is to get into a building rather than say.
You do have to roll the splats, unfortunately. Like when you rely on rolling splats, usually you don't roll them. But
well, no, I was talking about the scout move.
Yeah.
Oh, scout wise, yeah.
But then again, you Canadians will say, "Which one is your leader?" And you'll say, "Oh, well, this guy right here." I would say it's this guy, and then he says, "I killed your leader." Oh no, I said it was this guy. You definitely misheard me. So.
Well, that's because we're a true democracy.
That's right. They're all
not a corrupt autocracy.
Oligarchy.
Yeah, we do share leadership roles.
Anyways, another troop I took 3 of these, and they're 12 points. They're a little more expensive, but they're the Sphere Hunters. 5.55 across the board, 2 hit points, size 1. Harpoon guns, range 5, AP 1, and blades, close combat, frenzy 1. Got some more frenzy. Need some AP.
I don't understand how how harpoon gun has an AP1, but regular guns don't.
It's a harpoon.
It's mirrored. That's why I don't
It's
understand.
magic.
I don't understand.
It's magic. Magic harpoon guns.
I get. Well, then they should have said magic harpoon guns. Damn it.
I like spheres because they're cool looking. Because they look like sharks. And yeah, that's why I took those guys. So
And
that's
I
7
knew
troops.
you would because you are a fan of the of the sphere.
Yeah, I am. I'm a sphere fan. Now to my specialists. I took a Grogan Onslaught. They get killed all the time, but I want to make them work. 554, 2 hit points, size 1. I think they should be more than size 1. They're quite large. Resilient 1 though.
That's weird.
They do have weight of health 1, which is nice.
Yeah.
And this guy, Onslaught Cannon, range 5, suppression, weight of fire 1. I love suppression. I love weight of fire 1. So that thing's going to be knocking some guys to the ground and let my Yindish sphere jump on them and eat their brains.
It would have been cool if you'd be able to put like a holocite on them.
Yeah, but what you gonna do?
Call Ghostbusters.
My next specialist, I have 2 of these. The Onslaught is 16 points. I have 2 of these ones. They're only 14 points. They're the Grogan Desolators. Exact same stats, but Desolators range 8, AP 3. These are my APs. I need some AP in this army. They're going to be my Strider killers, trying to big guys. Anybody with lots of armor, these guys are going to be trying to do the job.
Now,
2 of those.
Before you gloss over it, AP3 not heavy.
Not heavy, yes.
Not heavy, so that's a beautiful thing right there. And it's 14 points. It's actually 2 points cheaper than the Onslaught, which is crazy.
Yeah.
In the old days, it was the other way around, right?
I guess I think that people really like suppression now, and I think they put there's a lot of tax on the suppression rule. I think that's the reason, because a lot of people complain about people getting pinned. I think that's why people with suppression cost more now. I think it was a little bit of a point correction with that. I think that's the reason.
Yeah, I don't.
Frankly, they all have 1 VP so far, except for my leader has 2. Now on to my last specialist and my last troops of my list. There's 4 of these guys. They're only 15 points, which is a steal. VP2, 566, 2 hit points, size 1, and there are 4 of these guys. Range 8, sniper scope, sniper rifle, sniper rebel snipers, snipe and snipe with hiding shadows with 4 snipers. Yeah, it's gonna be mean. And I thought Jack was going to do this. I thought Jack was, because he was saying how cheap and nasty it was. I assumed it was going to be snipers. So, and these guys are stealthy also. So,
right.
No,
yeah.
that's your bag. I would
my bailiwick.
That's such a Rob list. I would feel like I was sleeping in your bed if I took any of that stuff.
And I was say I think most of this stuff is maybe not sphere, but everything else is V1. Well, Yindish Commander I don't think was around then, but Yindish, Grogans, and Rebel Snipers. It's just old school. That's what this is. And 15 units, 7 troops, 7 specialists. That's why I had to have so many troops. And 0 support. I didn't bother with any of the big guys. I was thinking about putting one of those new guys in, but we'll talk about that later. 20 VPs, 200 points on the dot. No equipment necessary. I don't think I put any equipment. Let me just make sure. I don't even know where it lists equipment in this. I don't think I did. Yeah, the only problem is TAC 1 with the Indish, but that's it.
The Rebel Snipers could actually come down in price, 2 VPs, but I do like, although losing the AP, I really like the sniper scope rule. I like that a lot. I think that was a really good idea to change that. I mean, I know we talked about it before.
Both ways.
Yeah. I like it because it just makes sense that the guy's a sniper. He should be able to hip shot. Get a shot off real quick. But then when he has time to set up, you get the extra 2 dice.
You get the points. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely that's really one of my favorite things in 3.0. Definitely about the sniper scope. Because you always
it's a little more complicated, but it's I think it is a I like things that make sense, and that makes sense.
Well, it makes sense. It's not it burns complicated, but it's not that bad. But yeah, it's all right, Rob. Good list.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
I thought I had a little bit of everything, and
Yes.
I think it's a pretty good list. It's not very resilient. I usually like having resilient lists. Like Jack's list is pretty damn resilient. There's a few creatures on that list that's gonna be hard to kill, but yeah.
But those 3 Grogan that you have there, which surprised me, you've been anti-Grogan from the get-go.
No, I've always liked Grogan. They just die every time you put them on the board. They die.
They weren't good.
They're bullet magnets. The size of the model combined with what their potential
Big
is.
guns on
Because
them.
they were size 2, so they had 3 wounds and they were tough. That was the thing. So you have to really lay into them. Now they also were too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're cheap now, which is nice. But they made them smaller, but they game resilient, so
right.
kind of makes up for it. But I find the prices of all these Reb troops very cheap. And I was like, maybe it's because I'm used to Forge Fathers and Asterians and Enforcers, but I was pleasantly surprised that you could fit some of the stuff in there. So it was good. Coach, please tell us, what have you done? What did you do?
I don't know what the hell you guys were thinking, man. But
He's still making his list.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what he's been doing this whole time.
It's hard to be in this position in the cleanup position because I got to try to think about what you guys are going to take. So I try to go a different direction.
No,
But,
that's
Well, we know you just have 20 lists. You just choose the list that is most dissimilar to ours.
Not this time. Just have
that is not your job. I'm comedy relief with very little, if any, practical experience. Rob, he does his Rob thing. You're the one who's won multiple tournaments. You're the voice of reason. Everyone gets past my tomfoolery, gets past Rob's facts. Now it's your turn to just go, no, guys, this is it.
This is the truth.
I'm the strategist. I'm the one who's got the medals. Let me tell you how it's done.
I'm also the empath for all your crap that you guys talk, but then they blame me for it. So, but all right. So what I did was I started off with the Saphir. Correct. That's the correct pronunciation. Saphir Cell Leader.
Sphere.
I love Saphirs. I think I don't care what happens. I don't care what anybody says. I was the first one to convert to Saphir over. I have a whole Dreadball team, and now that we're playing Dreadball, they all have guns on this pitch. So, but the Saphir Cell Leader, 4/5/5 across the board, 1 armor, right? 2 health points, size 1. Okay, so right there it's okay. Recon 4+, TAC 2, not 1.
That's
not
pretty
tree.
good. 4+ and TAC 2
2.
is
Really good. The Mata Magma Lance, which is range 5 AP2. I always like that. And Jack of all trades. Other than one of my compatriots here, who's named after, essentially what you can do is when you roll that particular splat, or command action, or command order, whatever they're calling it now, you could switch a stat. So if you have a lower stat in your fight or your survive, you could switch it with your shoot if you want to do it with that for that particular attack or turn or whatnot. So works out good. Not a bad leader. She is expensive though for 3 VPs, 30 points. Little pricey, but TAC 2, so it makes sense.
in Recon 4+, like you're gonna win Recon every time pretty much.
Recon
Unless
4+ and the
roll
TAC
for
2. The TAC 2 I like.
Yeah, TAC 2, nice.
So Saphir Hunter Mako is next. I took those guys. Listen, bikes are back and on the attack. Bikes have become.
Yeah, I almost took these guys too.
Bikes.
You're saying Mako. Now, I always assumed it was Mako, like
It
as
is.
in the Mako shark.
Correct.
But it's the future, Jack, and these are aliens.
No,
Stop trying to make sense.
I'm doing homage to the late great Mako, who has since passed on, but such great movies as Conan the Barbarian and a bunch of others that I can't really think of, Airbender series and whatnot. So we will forever have Mako in our hearts.
I didn't get a single one of those references because I'm old. So
Conan the Barbarian, that came out 40 years ago.
And if I don't get it, I'm ancient. I remember when the spokesman for a battery spokesman from Australia got onto a primetime show about trucks driving through a wasteland.
That was an awesome show. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. I can remember that. I don't know Mako from Conan.
Is that horrible movie that Rob really
No, it's a
liked?
TV show.
Oh.
No, it's a TV show.
All right,
It was kind of like Mad Max, but it was like a TV show.
Was that the Ark show?
Outsiders
No, this is old. This is like in the 80s.
No,
Maybe 90s.
the Ark show. Remember the Ark? One season, same thing. Australian outback.
No.
See?
Never heard of it.
No, all right. Well, keep
Maybe.
up with your stuff. Anyway, so the Sphere Hunters, for 1 point, you're going to get a free bike, which is ridiculous. It's free for 1 point. It's free. All right. 555 across the board. The harpoon gun, which I still don't know.
That'd be good for switching stats.
I still don't know why the harpoon gun's AP1. They do have Frenzy 1, though, when they fight. So you're fighting on a bike.
It's exact same as the regular sphere, but you're on a bike. Yeah.
Right. I just, the only difference is you can't climb levels, but 2 to 5 is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, 2-5. You can't go 1. You're too fast.
Yeah,
5.
too fast.
And only 13 points. It's so cheap.
Right. It's
I
ridiculous.
almost put these guys in. They just wouldn't the extra points in their troops, which is crazy too.
Right.
I couldn't fit them in just because it would have been an extra 3 points or something I didn't have. So.
Yeah. Which unfortunately almost everybody has this type of unit as a troop now. But the next I took 2, not 1 but 2 Rebel Sorak Swordspawns, because the dual blade frenzies is good. They're just getting in there and doing stuff. If they can get into combat, that's where you need them. They that 6-up survive is terrible. But moving on, I went with not 1, not 2, but Tree Z.
You picked Z's?
Yeah,
You hate Z's.
I do. I hate them.
You hate them
See,
with a passion.
see this. Okay, I don't know if you can see this.
Baritone?
Comfort zone. See this, Coach.
Oh, outside of it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's a Venn diagram there. One
Yeah.
says that his money don't jingle jingle, it folds, and the other one says, what are we talking about?
Z's.
Oh, and the other one says Z's. That's right.
So but for 6 points apiece, what are you gonna do? And also, it's the cheapest troop checks I could have got. So, right after that, we got some specialists. I have 2 Grogan onslaughts. Right, same thing.
You went for the
I went for the onslaught. I think though with the 4 survive, I could switch that jack of all trades for the shoot, and
Oh yeah, that's worth it.
yeah, it's definitely worth it. Then moving on to my next specialist, I got not 1 but 2 of the Alpha Simeon Brawlers, and I like these guys. So, well, I guess we'll get to it in the hate, but yeah, the spike gauntlets, like I said before, size 3.
They're a little expensive. That's the only problem with these guys.
They are. They're 26, but
and 3 DPs. That's what really.
right. But what I did
And
was
Rampage.
we could kind of.
Oh, they have Rampage.
Yeah, they do have Rampage. That's the thing. I never really cared about Rampage. Whatever. You got to roll an 8.
Just roll better. Just
Yeah.
roll better.
Just roll better.
If we're talking cons, you have to mention it. You have to at least.
No, you're
say,
right. But that's like going into it, like Rob said. If you're making a list hoping for splats, it's just not going to work out for you. So like I go into the same thing. It's like I'm not hot dice, so I don't have to worry about rolling.
Always failing.
Rolling 4 on an average between 4 and 14 rampages and everything. And his favorite faction is the Plague, so I don't worry about that too much. But these guys are pretty good. I think they're pretty good, and it was really a hard toss up between them and the Teraton. It was because they both have pluses and minuses. I think.
Yeah, this is the new Teraton for sure.
I think the Teraton has more pluses, but then it would be 8 points.
And it's 30 points instead of 26 too.
Yeah, they're 30, so it's 4 points more. So if I would have took 2 Teratons, it would have been 8 points more, which I probably could have took my Z's out, but it's all right. And
but you need those as troop tax. That's the thing.
Yeah. The Z's were really basically troop tax, and then if I get stuck with a mission that needed hacker, that's the thing. That's what they're there for. Bringing up the rear with the gear, breaking all protocol. Like I said, comfort zone and coach. I took one of my favorite models all the time. I always loved this. Was the first one of the mercs I painted. I took Adrian Nikolovsky.
Oh, you actually took him.
Really?
Yeah. Specialist.
So 4.54, armor 1, size 1. The dual needle pistols, range 2. All right, range 2. Toxic 1. So, all right, putting some damage on some stuff. And then she has her Magma Lance. Not the Mata Magma, but the Magma Lance, which is range 5, AP2, but it has a hollow sight. Why? It used to have, I think the range was 6. They brought it down to 5, but now it's 8. Same thing, AP2 with hollow sight. So it was either that or free up some stuff and do what Jack did with the Strider, because the AP is in there. And I know a lot of people are kind of, we don't need Striders and stuff or whatever. There's so much armor and no AP in all the lists. So my thing was I was trying to get as much AP as I could.
Well, Rob, as soon as he said that the Grogan with the, and I was like,
the Desolator.
How much AP?
Yeah.
You need the AP now, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, I spent a lot on my Tank Buster.
Yeah.
Where a couple Grogans, like
you could have took 3 Grogans for the same price as
but you get the splat. You can't shoot them anyway, so.
So I was like, oh, maybe, because you do need the AP.
You need some AP.
Like I said, it's scarce, yeah. It's a lot hard to find AP nowadays.
Well, now, see, so when I was breaking it down, my leader has AP2. The two Makos have AP1. And the Brawlers, I'm sorry, they don't have it. And then Nikolovsky has AP2. So AP2 is actually pretty good because then when you're getting stuff like other Striders, the Iron Ancestors, or even some of the Nameless have like Armor 2 and whatnot.
Or Forge Fathers
Forge Fathers,
Peacekeepers.
Yeah, there's enough things. AP2 would be just what you need to get rid of like troop level specialists.
Or they're rolling naked because a lot of those guys, like you said, so if you're talking about Forge Fathers or even Enforcers, they're rolling usually survive on a 4. So that's a good roll. So if they got to roll naked and you can get at least a wound through,
yeah,
then you
do some damage.
Yeah, that's the thing because we had a game here the other day and I was they were all happy because they kept winning, but I was like trying stuff. I was in my my laboratory, my Beats lab, and I was taking a bunch of stuff and I took a whole army, hoarded it out, but no AP going against Forge Guard, and it's really, really, really hard to get through that damn armor without good old AP. It's I mean I guess that's the shift in the game, the way they wanted to do it, but you got to take some AP, man. You really do. It's just So, but that's my list. I'm sticking to it with no additions. 200 points on the button.
Nice. What is how the world is turned that Jack had to add items.
A energy shield.
An ode to you, Jack.
And ammo.
That is true.
And a defender shield. That's
I know
3.
now.
That's true.
I know now. Oh, the defender shield. I would never. I would take that every time. That 100% defender shields are pretty boss. Defender shield slap, but I would maybe some of these Z's because I do have the Rebel Troopers. I could have. I should have Groganed it up a bit. I know I should have Groganed up a bit because I know I have one.
But you go one way or the other because I said the same thing. I wanted to take the other Grogan, the Desolator, but I said let me go with the Onslaught to maybe suppress some guys and then have my Swordspawn and my Brawlers get in there, for some suppression, get that other extra dice, really get to town on them. So looking back, at least maybe one Desolator in there would have been good. I mean AP3 not heavy. That's some. That's some sexy stuff right there, man.
I agree. I've got buyer's remorse now.
We have lots of sexy stuff. I wonder what the stuff we don't find so sexy is. Let us find out after this commercial break.
Speaking of sexy, did that transition? That's how you do it.
That's sword spawn sexy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a sword spawn segue sexy.
No, that's basically what this show's all about. So
there you go.
Hey everyone, it's Coach from Family Gamer 777. I hope you're enjoying this episode of Team Building Exercise. And if you want to see tons and tons of Dead Zone videos and more Team Building Exercise, why don't you click that subscribe button and then you hit the bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, let's get on to the hate.
And welcome back to the award-winning Team Building Exercise.
Multi.
And Rob is actually, it doesn't look like it, but he's on my knee, and I have my hand up his backside.
I was wondering if you noticed.
Oh, I noticed. Shenanigans.
Anyways, continue on.
So now we're going to do, Rob's going to look through the list, tell us what we didn't take and why, and then we're going to do our hate section, which I don't think will be as fiery as some of our others, but yes. So let's follow protocol and let us begin.
Nobody took Shayo Silverback, the monkey lord.
He's not bad.
I can't stand his splat. His splat is so dumb.
Pounce attack.
The active model may leave an enemy-occupied cube without the enemy getting a free assault. In addition, if the active model is Shayo or an Alpha Simian, it may ignore enemy models in the cubes it would advance or sprint through as it leaps over their heads.
I guess if you had to, what this would be good for is breakthrough. It's the only time this is useful.
But here's the thing, though. Most expensive leader in the Rebs.
34 points.
34,
4 VPs.
4 VPs. TAC 1.
TAC 1, Recon 5 plus, so it's the same as the Infiltrator. So yeah.
And his splat is basically, hey, this is a big beastie ready to get up close and personal. But
I'm gonna run away.
But he has the option to flee.
Yeah.
Now maybe if you misjudged a bad dice roll and you go from you're down to 1 hit point in 1 round and you go, oh, he had a huge, and I can't afford to lose the VPs. Maybe I can see how you could.
Yeah, like it's funny. It doesn't give you a free move. It just allows you to move. So it's not even like it gives you an extra move.
So basically, instead of beating up people, which is basically what you want to do with the
you run right through them.
You run over them.
Yeah. So what's the point? Yeah.
You could jump over. You can jump over guys for 3.
I think if it gave you an extra move, like it said, you get a free move action that moves you out. Then you'd be like, oh, okay, that gives you a little bit more movement. But it doesn't even do that.
Maybe if you have a leader that's in behind, someone and they think, oh, you can't touch me.
Yeah.
You could,
well,
strike a leader, but it's very.
But the active model may leave an enemy-occupied cube without the enemy getting a free assault. Okay, so now you're locked in combat. You can get out of combat, but it doesn't count as an action because it's a splat. Correct.
So you could save all your VPs. You might not lose the game that turn because you would be able to a free breakaway. Okay, maybe that would happen.
I think the other thing too.
But it doesn't. Yeah.
Wait.
It doesn't say it's a free breakaway. That's the weird part. It's not the breakaway action. You have to use a move action to break away still. I think. So you have to use this and a move.
But I'm assuming that the way it's written is almost like it's like a move dice.
It should say that. I agree. It should say that. It doesn't say that.
I think the only other way that this would be helpful is, let's say you want to get to an objective or somebody's on an objective, and in between you is like an aberration or 5 Kalishi or whatever, and you jump over them.
All you're doing all you're doing is moving into the square behind him, say, or even 3 away. He's just going to charge you. Then you're opening yourself up to a charge.
No, I understand, but let's say like you need to get that objective. You want to rip face on it. You want to deny objective. I'm trying to put perfume on a pig.
I don't see the point of this. Like Jack said, it's somebody who's a combat beast and you're running away. It makes no sense.
Maybe you're 1 VP away from winning on this turn, and you could jump over someone, land on the objective.
How situational is that?
And you have to make sure that you have a splat in reserve just for that, and you're only tack 1.
Very situational.
It's ridiculous.
I'd
rather just break away. Like he's got a 4 fight. I'd rather just break, or 5 save, I guess, but break away. It's the same. Really, you're wasting a splat just to avoid a breakaway. Who cares?
This is one of those. The splat is basically a free reroll.
I'm not down with his splat.
Yeah. He's also too expensive.
Yeah, stupid. It's ridiculous. He should give like all Simeon's frenzy 1 or not a +1 frenzy or something. You know.
Well, I got to tell you though, I don't like those rules because the whole argument about the Pathfinders and everybody's taking the Pathfinders and shouldn't take the Pathfinders because there's only one build. When you make a leader like this, then it's like I got to take Sheo and a bunch of Simeons. Okay, so
and how many can you afford? Like honestly,
no, but it's just that you're not. This is not a universal splat. This is a splat that just. You know what I think this is? This is one of those splats that was good for the Simeons. Oh, wait a minute. You got to make it good for everybody else also. So this is like a double splat here. It does 2 different things. It doesn't, and the 2 things they do, it's not really great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless, I could see once in a while it would be, but it's really situational. I mean, like, listen, hide in the shadows, jack of all trades. I could use that splat all the time, anytime. Even if I don't really need it, I would use it just for the hell of it. I shoot on 4s. Instead of 5s, that's awesome. I survive on, I shoot on 4s, but now I survive on 4s instead of 6s. I like that. Hide in the shadows is just a big FU to everybody when you're out in plain sight. I like that. Yes.
You can't shoot a Strider. You can't shoot an Alpha Simeon.
Yeah.
That's standing straight out in the open, just looking at you.
Yeah.
So.
Beautiful. Rebel Cell Leader. So you didn't take the human Rebel Cell Leader, which is really just gives you a rifle with rapid fire combat team training for 28 points. Pretty expensive just for that.
Yeah, but TAC 2, Recon 4.
Yeah, that's the only good thing.
That's what you're paying for.
And the Rin Cell Leader is twin pistols, way to fire 1, or twin knives, frenzy 1 for 30 points.
You don't really take these guys for the leader himself. You take it for all the other stuff.
Well, you're not going to go. You're going to run your app to fight with those guys? I don't think so.
I mean, like if in the back though, you're better off with the Rin Cell Leader. But then again, his stats are still 4.55. But I like the Saphir better. I mean, just because of the lance, bringing the AP to it.
But I do like the Rin model, and I like the Hund models. If aesthetics are the way to go, then go ahead. But
I like the Saphir better. I like having that AP2 in there. And also, Jack, if you don't have a Hund but you want to buy one, in a little while you could probably buy one straight from Mantic.
Where did you hear that?
It's a rumor. Oh, there you go. Ronnie's call.
An angel just got his
twice.
We took almost all the troops. I'm looking to see if there's any troop we didn't take, and the only one I can think of we didn't take is a Rin Nomad.
Well, that was just Rick Hall. Rick Haller, the gangster, the baller. Everyone knows him. Yeah, he wants to. Yeah, no, I'm not shilling Zazzle, whatever the hell that is. Oh, they got merch. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry, Rick.
Dead Zone podcast is merch?
Yeah, apparently on something called Zazzle. I'm not doing
that.
It just hit me. I know what you were talking about. Now I know what you're talking about. And the Rin Nomad.
Yeah, Rin Nomad. Nobody took those. Same as the Rin. Twin pistols, way to fire 1, twin knives, 15 points. Pretty expensive for there's other better troops. I think that's why we didn't take
you got
them.
armor 1.
That's the only difference. Yep.
And fighting on 5s with Frenzy 1 is not stellar.
But they're comparable. I wouldn't question anyone who took them over some of even the selections I made. It's
not bad, but they're a little pricey.
15 points for what they get. Yeah.
And 7
for
points for a sniper rifle.
Yeah, well, that's the specialist version. Is the sniper rifle, range 8 sniper scope. He's 22 points, 2 VPs, so he's quite a bit more expensive. So.
And I thought Rob was going to take at least one of them.
Why? When you can get rebel
not for
rebel
22,
snipers,
not for 22 points. The only
snipers are 15, I think. So.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get armor, but.
Yeah, they're beefier in the resilience department.
I'm losing my mind here.
Nobody.
Are you checking old books? You've got the
no. Rob, here. This is why. So for 22 points, you do get the knives with Frenzy 2, right? You do get the sniper scope rifle. I know he's only 15 points, but the Rin shoots on a 4.
Yeah,
but it is more expensive. I think maybe 20, 21 would have been better, not 22. That's a lot of points.
Nobody took a Craw Warrior. You usually like the Craws.
I love them.
Range 3, Explosive Blast, 10 points. Aerial Deployment, Frenzy 1, and Jump Pack, which is...
Yeah, they were in the list. It just, I went another way. My thing is... the Survive of 6. That's the problem. The Wrist Blaster doesn't really matter for a shoot of 6. It doesn't matter because you're doing like area control, kind of like the Sorak with the blaster.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a cool thing to have. The arrow deployment.
Only range 3.
Yeah, they're 10 points though.
It's cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, you take a few.
They're specialists though. They're specialists. You're playing troop tax with those.
That's so that's why you got to take 4 Z's to take four of them. So really, you're paying 16 points for them.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, because the Z's are how much? 6, right?
6, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they're good. They're just those one of the ones like they didn't fit in my list. I know they probably didn't fit in your list. Aerial deployment is good. Maybe getting close. Range 3 is not terrible when you have aerial deployment. So you can drop.
But you really have to put them in danger to get that close, though.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, you can get into combat.
We didn't take the Rebel Teraton. We talked about this already. They're great, but it's kind of overshadowed by the Simeon now. Teleport and Tough, which is nice. 6.54 or 6.45. I mean.
They're still good, man. They're still good.
4 hit points, size 3.
Armor 1.
With that teleport's nice. They have Ceremonial Blades, AP1, Grenade Launcher, 1 use, which sucks, and Hand Flamer, it burns 1 use, which sucks. So 30 points, that's a real problem. They're expensive as hell.
I think honestly, the Hand Flamer shouldn't be 1 use.
No.
I think it should be
Hand
that.
Flamer.
I can understand the Grenade Launcher. I got you. Almost like a missile.
Yeah, you don't want to... Yeah, it's too powerful.
Yeah.
You have a teleporting guy with a Grenade Launcher? Yeah, but a Hand Flamer? Come on, it's range 2.
Yeah.
Come on. It shouldn't be 1 use. That's stupid.
If he can teleport to you within that range, he's probably got the ability to teleport into you and get into combat.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's not like someone would continually be using that every round.
And usually it'd be like you use it and then you go into combat once you burn them. So
it would be
right, because they're all suppressed and on fire.
So he's already prone. He has to stand up to fight.
For that price, it shouldn't be 1 use. Yeah. Judd 1 Medics. Everyone knows our stance on Medics, but this guy's got an Energy Shield 3 Hacker and Medic for 10 points. That's actually not bad. If you want a guy that just runs up and hacks stuff, he just not as a medic. Don't even bother him as a medic, but to go to take objectives and hack things. He's got Energy Shield 3. This can be hard to get him off things. And he's only 1 VP, 10 points. That's pretty good.
Maybe using him as a hacker and not using him as a medic per se.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't even use him as a medic. He's more just a guy who runs up and hacks stuff.
Just to buy an energy shield, he's an energy shield with a tall, spindly blue boy.
And energy shields
in the middle of it.
Energy shields are 10 points, right?
Yeah, so it's like
they are. Yeah, so he's cheaper than
he's just
the same price as an energy shield. That's hilarious. What else we take?
No, survey drone.
Survey drone is next. Yep, nobody took a survey drone. Saves on 4. Agile, Construct, Energy Shield 2. Evade, Hacker, 7 points. So this might be... Well, yeah, he can hack. So yeah, this might be the better choice. Than
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. I mean, I didn't take him on purpose, but this is not a. They've gotten better, and I think the only way they gotten better is that they, the Agile Construct we already knew. The Energy Shield 2, Evade, and Hacker makes a big deal, which means they can hold objectives and they can also be your +1 in the cube. The only thing is they're specialists. That's the thing. They're taking up a specialist. So, once again, you're going to have to pay 13 points because if you want to go cheap with a Z and then a survey drone, that's what you're going to have to do. Now you're starting to get into dangerous territory where it's like I got to take a pretty good unit, but I got to add 6 points to it. You know what I mean?
Funny, it's kind of reversed. You would think the survey drone would be the troop that's cheap, but there are troops the Rebs have that you could be paying a troop tax with a good troop to get a mediocre specialist. Not mediocre. They are much better. There were many times, many episodes throughout our illustrious careers where survey drones were
butt of jokes.
Yeah, were the butt of the joke. And now I can see if someone took one too.
Teraton Shock Trooper, same reason to take Teraton. Only 22 points. Arc Launcher are range 4 AP 1, which is pretty nice. And the Mace is a smash 1. This is probably, if you're going to take a Teraton, I think these are the Teratons you take, really. I think they're smaller, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're smaller model, and I really like the model.
They only got 3 hit points instead of 4, and they're size 2 instead of 3. Yeah.
They came out in metal, and they were a squat little, heavy little piece of kit. But I really liked. They've got the kind of a mask thing on, and it's not the Dreadball one, because the Dreadball has its own Teraton thing. He looks like
this one. That's Dozer in the picture there.
Other side.
Over there fighting your Arctic troops.
Yes.
So he's not him, but he's got a different kind of mask and he's got a big mace. I like him. I think
the fluff was like they go into space and then they have to have the zero gravity and the rebreather and stuff. So that's but they're good. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I'll take a Teraton in a second. They can tar pit units like crazy. They can go toe to toe with a Strider. So,
the mobility for a long action, you can go building the building unshootable, unseeable, right across the board, and then decide when you're going to appear. Like when you make your grand entrance into the battle. For me, just that alone is.
They're sniper killers too. You just keep teleporting until you jump right on top of your snipers. Yeah.
Yeah, you can move 4. You can move across the board at 4. With a move action.
And your turn where no one A can reach you or B no one can see you inside something.
Right.
And just go, okay, well next round you better not have anyone within 4 because I will jump on them.
Yep.
Rebel weapons team. We didn't take any. They only have one option. Is the Rebel missile launcher.
All right.
Range 10, AP4 heavy, 17 points. Not bad price, but it's heavy. That's always a pain. And I think the Desolator is cheaper. So
the problem, what I was looking for, which they don't have,
4 hit points though.
They don't have a mortar team.
No, they just have They only have the missile launcher.
And this is
only one choice for these poor boys.
60 mil base, a 60 mil. You know what it is though? Here's the thing. They're so cheap. It's only 17 points for AP4. That's
AP3,
why.
But that's heavy. AP3 for Grogon's only 16 points.
Right, but I'm saying
14 points. I think it's even cheaper.
But this is also what's the range on it? Because this is a range 10. The Grogon.
The range is a lot heavier, farther than this one.
What's the Grogon?
Range 5?
Range
maybe?
5. No, the Desolator is range 8. So
it's not that much.
And it's 14 points.
But these guys have 4 hit points in size 3, so they're much bigger too.
Right.
Just for a theme list, the operator of the missile launcher, if you were really down to clown with your sphere.
Yes, it's true. He is.
Yeah, but
he
then
is a spear.
but Annie Lennox is shooting the missile launcher, so
You just rip her head off and put a spear head on there.
yeah, you could do that.
Rebel engineers, pretty useless because there's nothing really an engineer that can do that nobody else can do.
But you see, here we go. 5s across the board. Welding torch, which is AP1, and then the power claw in combat, which is AP2 frenzy 1 companion.
Yeah, so he always has.
It's
an extra guy
basically
with him.
it's basically Ogun. This is the
Or
Ogun.
what are the new Forge Father guys? What are they called?
Oh, the artificers.
Artificers. That's pretty much what this is too. Yeah.
But you know what though, this guy's not bad for 14 points. Now that you look at
Yeah,
him,
he's cheap enough. Yeah.
you know.
But you really want to use him as your combat specialist?
No, but
He's-
but this is your engineer hacker.
Yeah, but you have so many other ways to hack. Like this, these guys have so many hackers,
Right.
and engineers useless. Like you don't have any
went
constructs.
with-
I
I
mean,
went with
remotes.
I went with disposable hackers,
Me too.
but if you were like, okay, I wanted to make
These are
sure,
1.5 times the price of your disposable hackers. So you have 2.5. Sorry, 2.5 Z's for the price of one rebel engineer. So
and honestly, we saw Z stats. We know what they're capable of. That's
Yeah.
not an outrageous. That might even be mathematically, if you look at it, probably
even out. Yeah.
Even out.
We did take Sophia lancers. I mean.
Oh, you never took a Lancer?
No, well, because I have 2 people that were basically lancers, but they weren't.
Because
They
the
were,
magma cannon's the difference. And Rob, I'm surprised you didn't. You were big on Lancers for a while.
They're expensive. 16 points, 2 VPs for just AP2, range 5. Once again, there's better choices.
but they shoot on a 4.
Yeah.
That's I mean, the Grogans are shooting on 5. They're shooting on 4, so that's for 16
Yeah.
points. That's what you're getting with AP2. So they're priced accordingly. But then again, a specialist spot. Which we took Grogans and whatnot. Grogans and Simians.
For Striders, we didn't take heavy support, which is heavy burst laser, way to fire 2 suppression. I always like that. Range 10. It's always nice. That's always a fun Strider. Urban Assault, which I don't like, is the Chainsaw Assault Flamer. Only Frenzy 1 and it burns. There's better choices. For 42 points, there's better choice in this list than that. You took the Tank Buster, and then there's the options. Smoke Launchers, which are 3 points, and Shoulder Rockets, which are 1 use, 6 points. It's cheaper to buy a grenade, so I don't understand. The big thing that nobody took, which I wanted to take, but I just couldn't fit him in my list, is the Tigrax Outrider, the new guy. 2/3, 5/4/5, 1 armor, 4 hit points, size 3. He's support. He's got a rifle, range 6, rapid fire. Sucks. Teeth and Claws, AP1, Frenzy 1, which is alright. 24 points, 3 VPs though. He would be a bullet magnet, I think.
Undoubtedly.
He's big. He'd be easy to shoot anywhere.
He's on a 60 mil base.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, he's got agile, beast, stealthy, and tenacious. So he'd never be first of all, he's so big, he'd probably never have a clear shot on him anyways, because there's always going to be terrain in the way. But beast, that also hurts. I hate having beasts. It really limits what you can do with these guys. He's only 2/3. You can have those your sphere on the bikes are 2/5.
Right.
So, and they're about half the price. So, and the troops.
You can almost get 2 for the price of this guy.
Yeah. So I don't think he's not.
AP1, Frenzy 1, Fighter 4 is okay. It's not bad.
4 hit points is the thing. He's got a lot of hit points, but what is he going to do? That he fights on 4s. That's pretty good, but
He's 3
Okay.
VPs though.
yeah, like I think Alpha Simeon's a better choice.
Yeah.
He's 2 points more, I think, the Alpha Simeon. But Living Legends, we didn't take Sergeant Eric Umansar.
I'm surprised you didn't take him. You took him last time. I think in the Rebs.
He's 27 points. He's very expensive.
He's only 27 points with 2 VPs. You're
But
getting
he's just a Grogan.
yeah, with the rocket salvo.
He's got armor and he saves and shoots better. But he is just a Grogan, really. So
Cool model though.
he is a cool model.
That's a model that you can and you know what's bad. He would be worth it. The rocket salvo is only 1 use.
Anyway, once again, yeah.
He's cool like to if you need like another Grogan. to proxy him in as just a Grogan, not as himself.
Hund Rebel Bounty Hunter is just a Hund. Sniper Rifle, which he's the exact same as the other Hund, so I don't really understand. He's got Fire Control.
Fire Control and TAC 1.
Yeah.
So listen, we're gonna charge you double, but you're gonna get Fire Control and TAC 1.
Have we discussed Fire Control? Is that a rule that we've not had to deal with yet this season?
There's tons of Fire Control. Forge Brothers have it.
Yeah, but did we? Just in case anyone's listening or watching and going, okay,
they can fire all their weapons. They can fire multiple weapons.
They can choose
2 different targets.
2 different targets.
You want me to read it or no? Since I got it,
if you really want to.
When a model takes a shoot action, it could use 2 weapons instead of 1. Each weapon may choose the same or different target. Declare both weapons before rolling an attack. A model with fire control that uses the shoot symbol on a command die only benefits from a single extra shoot action, only from one of the available weapons. So, your first one, you shoot both of them. So you could shoot your
sniper rifle
and your pistols, but they got to be in range 3 at least. And then the next turn, you pick what you want to, on a shoot dice.
For this guy, Fire Control is kind of useless because really you're only shooting extra twin pistols. Who cares? Unlike on the Iron Ancestor, which has a lot more choices.
Or where you could take the double the Magma Lances or whatever. You take the double one. That's that. Yeah. And then
this guy is
and then people bitched and moaned about Fire Control, where you could use the dice and shoot both again. No, we got to change that. But when you pay $50 for a model, you should be able to shoot both things twice.
I agree. Even Ripper Suit, like you're paying for it.
Yeah.
Let's play with it. Let's use it.
Yeah, they should be melting models off the table.
Edic Pamira. I guess there's an A at the end. I never really noticed. Agile, Frenzy 1, Scout, Stealthy, Tactician 1, Tough. They decided to give him everything.
Yeah.
He's got a crossbow, range 6, AP 1, and he's 25 points. Not real much point. He's a Yindage, but that's about it. 4 or 5.
You could take 2 Yindages. Yeah, 2 Yindages for 1 Edic.
Yeah.
And still say
he does have. He's got TAC 1 and Tough. Tough is always nice. But.
He's stealthy. He has Scout.
You didn't take Kira, the sister of your Nikolovsky.
I was going to take both. Medic. I was going to take both of them, but you can't take 2.
Yep. Adrenaline Shot, Hacker, Medic, Stimulant Shot, Sedative Darts, Sedative Injectors, which give you a stun, which is fun. Yeah. Having Adrenaline Shot and Stimulant Shot as abilities, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Not just as items. So not just one use.
The both of them, Nikolovsky and the both Nikolovsky sisters, I think are definitely worth it. 26 and 20 points, they're definitely worth it.
She's cheap, yeah, for what it is.
Yeah. I'm surprised she didn't get the energy shield like the medic has.
Yeah. Speaking of things that I don't understand, did you know that combat blades are one use?
What the
when you buy combat blades for 2 points, they're one use.
I think so, yeah.
That makes no sense.
But now,
what are you whipping them at people?
Now hold on. Let's look up combat blades.
I did. I'm looking right at it right now on page 44 of the PDF. Combat blades, one use.
A variety of weapons and serrated combat weapons that are designed for deadly combat. It is used with a normal assault action and follows CC Frenzy 1. It is used.
So it gives you Frenzy 1 and it's one use. It's weird that it's one use. It's so strange.
Where does it say one use? Oh, I'm sorry.
There's combat blades, one use.
One use. You're right. I'm sorry.
Shock batons aren't one use. You can have shock batons. Give you knockback and under control.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like you
makes no sense. I just noticed that the other day, and I was like, "What?"
I have purchased combat blades for things, not
thinking that you could just use them all the time. Yeah.
Is it that I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Like a stun grenade, a stimulant, a smoke grenade makes sense. Ammo, adrenaline shot, AP ammo.
It really
frag.
is just. I think they shouldn't call it combat blades. They should call it throwing knives or something, because it is like ammo, whereas it gives you your.
I think that's what
it gives you frenzy.
I think this is ammo for combat.
Yeah, but just why it just doesn't make sense.
Call it the glaive. Call it a crawl.
Or no, I just call it. I don't know. Just say it's you sharpen something. Come on. Anyways, yeah, it should be called a whetstone. That's what it should be called.
Stone.
Yeah, so that's everybody. Is there any hate? Anybody got any hate on this list? I don't really have anything that I hate.
I didn't have much fun making this list. I'll be honest with you. I
had a little bit because I don't really look at the Rebs. That's why it was like, oh, that's new, that's cheap. Like it's a lot of things I don't look at. So
I was looking to maybe put some mortars in there. There's no indirect whatsoever. I don't know.
One use indirects. That's it.
Yeah,
Teratons have one use.
What we should have done was then, if we knew anyone who played Rebs, we should have had them on and
no, we
get
can't
their insight.
No. Can't.
Nobody plays Rebs.
Then,
anyways, yeah, not much hate. I don't have any much hate on this list.
No, just Sheo, who got the most hate.
Yeah,
that was the one I was going to mention. His splat, his price. Of all the things you could have done with him.
Yeah, it's such a cool model too, and what a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you get punished for buying nice models.
Well, that would just be my third Simeon.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have really nothing else to say. We used a lot, actually, between our lists. There wasn't that much that we didn't use, and there wasn't that much that we were like, hey, that's not that. Well, there wasn't much that's not useful. Like there's almost everything's useful in these lists.
Yeah. The thing is that other than the biker, the Simeons, and Sheo, those are the really only three additions to the Rebs. They haven't really had a 3.0. They haven't had their surge of models yet. And
yeah, they got their big thing was getting the Tiger X Outrider. That was their big thing, and that was only because it was made for a different game.
Right, but I don't hate that. But if you're going to do that, give them like put I don't know, crystallins or whatever, all that stuff that's if you're not gonna make a faction of that, like some of the
Dreadball team that is the kind of Rebs-esque situation, whatever it is.
Yeah, they got.
Or looks like a shrub. They've got a little frog guy. They've got a
That's horseman. But I'm saying like those guys could have been added in here. The Ralorant, the frog guy, the unincorporated guys. But what I'm saying is like there are some Dreadball teams that don't have any representation in Dead Zone. So maybe folding them over into Dead Zone would have been good. Now, we've always heard Mantic's a small company and things like that, but that might have worked out pretty good. I think adding some, or even at this point in time, adding some new models of, let's, for whatever reason, let's call XYZ. Oh my God, we have these guys in here now. What are those models? Oh, that's a new thing, but they just joined the Rebs because they don't like the council or whatever. You have an opportunity to add new aliens into Dead Zone that's unique to everybody else. Serpent people, whatever. Something we haven't seen yet. And
without
I think
making a whole new faction.
Yeah. Just like 4 or 5 guys, or maybe a box of 10 guys. A combat guy, a running guy, and maybe a leader guy. And
some of them could just still be rebel troopers,
right?
And they unlike a lot of the other factions, there is no sub faction for these guys either. So you could definitely do that for that.
But I don't think the way to go would be more troopers. You could use them as troopers, but I think they should be something cool. Something, if we're going to do something different, do something different. Maybe I like the serpent guy idea, and then like toxic bite or something. Something like that. I mean. Like with the nameless, what would we do with the nameless as far as new stuff? We've got the Nameless faction, plus we have the Dreadball guys in there already. So, what's next? What's next? That's that's what I'm saying.
Well,
the Rebs
need a restart anyways with actual miniatures that are modern. So
that's the thing. Before, if anyone was listening to me, I would say before the introduction of too much more, it would be a re-sculpting of the same thing that happened to the Plague, the same thing that's happened thankfully to the Marauders. The new ones look decent. I will have nothing to gnash my teeth and rend my hair out.
are you talking the Plague?
No, for the Marauders.
Marauders.
Now they got the new sculpts don't have the big comical jowls. It doesn't look like they would be telling. It doesn't look like a Gungan king or something like that. It looks like a
Now
Boss Nass.
Boss Nass.
Out of all those, are there any new models? You know what I mean, like new units. I mean, not new models, but new units. Like the Plague, it got the dudes with the extra arms and whatnot, and is there an addition to it, or is it just good old fashioned Marauders? Because I mean, Marauders are good now as is. New sculpts.
No, they haven't I don't think they've added anything new to them, though.
I mean, they needed the new sculpts, and the new sculpts look awesome.
That's what I'm saying for the Rebs, that they need the same thing. They need some new sculpts.
You need a new but I think a revamp of the Rebs.
Ditch that's cartwheeling.
Actually, dynamic posing for some of the, like, especially the troopers. They're the boringest troopers ever. They're just kind of like standing there. We're just standing.
Yeah.
Like, they're terrible. And we need a sniper, obviously. We need things like that, which we just don't have.
Right.
So, yeah, we more variety in sculpts. I think that's always nice.
Mm.
They don't really do multi-part models. So I guess the Marauders are multi-part, but a lot of them they're doing are single piece. Like there's a lot of, maybe it's because all the board games are getting them from either Dreadball or from what's the other game, the new game, over something.
Overdrive.
I can't remember. Overdrive.
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
We've been playing a lot of Dreadball lately.
Yeah, that's
good.
Nice.
Our off the shelf series. We've been doing it's pretty good. So
Fun game.
Yeah. Rekindled our love for the Dreadball.
Rest in peace.
Oh, it's done. That's it. I don't know. Is this on?
Yeah. So, anyways,
is that a segue or answer to my question?
No, I was segueing into the wrap up phase.
Oh wait, what we're gonna do next week, Jack? I think it's your turn, isn't it?
I don't know. It's been a couple months.
So, Jack, we have.
Oh, must be.
We have.
What we have left?
We've done the
I keep a
Enforcers.
list, remember?
We've done the Enforcers, the Maison, the Nameless, and the Rebs, and the Veermen. We've done. Now
Asterians. You said Asterians?
And Asterians, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So we have left
You
is
say Enforcers?
we did the Enforcers, didn't we?
Did you say Enforcers? Yeah.
All right. So we've done the Asterians, the Enforcers. We've done the Maison, Nameless, Rebs, and Veermen.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
That is
now,
correct.
Left is the GCPDS, the Forge Fathers, the Marauders, and the Plague.
And the Plague.
I personally, because when it's your guys' turn to pick, I don't mention this, but since it is my turn, I will say that I only have 3 Forge Father models, 4 of them, so we can't do them.
I have I'm pretty sure I have sprues of Forge Fathers here
Because
I'm pretty sure
so
I do
now-
it somewhere.
I hate painting dwarves. I hate it.
But Jack, now if Rob hands you the sprues,
Is that good enough?
is that good enough? Does that mean if physically, technically, you have the models? You've never said that they have to be built and painted,
Assembled and
just do I
painted.
figure because I can go right now and I could pick about 900 models that are just sitting there in my closet of shame.
I have been doing at least assembled, at least primed and ready to paint through all of this so far. Like the Z's I have, actually, I'm going to 3D print little backpacks and ammo cases for on their bases and stuff because they're stealing stuff. So I'm going to actually have to the ones I have, not the one I used for my character for our role playing game, not that Z, but the other ones. I'm going to be making some adjustments. So yes,
Put shield on.
I will be putting a defender shield on one of them. So no, a sprue in hand does not work.
No.
So I would have to.
So you're saying we're never doing Forge Fathers? Is that what you're saying?
Not until. And now that I've said that, because it's going to be Rob's turn to choose next month. He's going to say Forge Fathers, so I've just rooked myself. But
So you're choosing Forge Fathers? Is that what you're saying?
No, the Gotham Police Department. I don't feel the love there. Forge Fathers, we can't. I'm not feeling Marauders. Even the retooling, they still.
We have to go with the old reliable.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to.
I thought we were going to save the best for last. No, we're going to go
I think we're doing the Plague U.
Okay.
I think we're plugging it up.
That's going to be that is going to be an episode for the ages. That is going to be something because the Plague. We got a lot to discuss. There's going to be a lot of love, hate, and there will be no middle. There will be no gray. It will be black and white. That's it.
Oh yes,
I love everything about them. So it's I'm ready for it.
Yes.
You know what's funny? It's got to be once or twice a week in Dead Zone Fanatics. I'm doing this. What's your favorite faction? I don't know. I can't pick one. It's like I'm playing them all. Other than Rebs, I think Rebs would be my least favorite. Everything else, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
CPS for me. I've never played those guys.
Oh, man, I love them.
Or Maison Labs. I don't like Maison Labs.
Oh, Maison are great.
But with that being said, if I were had my wallet in hand and wanted input on my first purchase, that would be different. If someone says, "Hey, what's your favorite?" as just a esoteric question, then I could, we could sit in our togas.
But if you walked into a store and were like, you had to choose one.
But if someone came to me and said, "I money's tight. I got $50 in my hand. What do you think?" Those are two very different. Very different. I could see why someone would want input.
No, I understand it. Or they go like, how many factions do you own? I own everyone with every weapon contingency. If I want to take 30 Brockers, guess what?
Well, there's a lot of people who haven't been playing as long as us and haven't collected as many.
I got it. It's just funny when it's like, what's your favorite? I can't pick.
Yeah.
Anything but Rebs.
Some people choose specifically a thing. So.
Yeah.
Well, that was your OG, Jack. You're an OG Plague player.
That is true, but also it would be one that I would recommend to people.
Yes, I would recommend Plague.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to play. Yeah.
It's and the models
they're very forgiving.
And the better in general.
That's why I don't like GCPS.
I like the models more. I like the play style more. I like everything as a recommendation. But anyways, if anyone wanted,
that's a tangent. Jeez.
If anyone wanted to know, what the factions were and what the units were and wanted that input, where would they go to find that information? Like, is there some resource that they would have?
There should be a podcast that somebody just talks about building teams for everything.
Yeah, something like that. That would be.
Or
next time.
Or you can go get the faction breakdown on Family Gamers. Is that what you were alluding to, Jack?
Oh, Family of Gamers 777.
That's really where you're watching this. So if you're watching this, you already know about it. So That's a weird plug.
Well, not really, because I've been getting a lot of new people. Hey, I just found your channel, which I don't understand. I've been doing this for 10 years.
Good.
Maybe they're new Dead Zone players.
I guess so. So
since I don't have any plugs this month, I guess I'll plug Family Gamers 777.
Jack, you do a weekly show and you refuse to plug it?
Oh, that's right. I am doing Fike, Marry, Kill, and it is we go to the IMDb, we choose a movie. What we do is the movie. We don't do it in the chronological order of the appearance. We do it in the you're able to rank it in who's being talked about right now, and then we just go through the top and it's Fight, Marry, Kill. So yeah, it's but this gets released when? This is going to be released end of April.
Yes.
Okay,
End of April.
then yes, this will be the penultimate episode, and then the finale will be
Sweet Home
March?
Alabama.
Yeah. So okay, you're right, Rob. I did have to do that. Thank you for reminding me.
Anything exciting happening on Family Gamers 777? I know you're doing a lot of Unmatched because your boy there is obsessed with it.
He's obsessed and he's in charge of it. So let him do that.
I'm starting to come around on it. The first time I saw it played, watched one of your videos. I was like, that's not for me. Then I watched your Moon Knight Ghost Rider, and I was like, oh, okay. It's
pretty good.
Got something there. There's something there. I can see maybe.
It's got legs. It does. It's pretty good. We've been digging it, and we've been getting a lot of love thrown our way from Restoration Games. So I don't know. This might be our. It's something we enjoy. It's, you know what it is. You open the board, you pick the cards, and you go. That's it. There's no. It's we want to go outside, smoke a cigar, and play a board game, and. Some of these board games are just way out of, they're like war games with cards.
Yes.
This one is basically, it's just, instead of dice, you use cards. And we've been digging it. It's pretty good.
Does Unmatched have any Alpha Flight in it?
Not yet, but, we can dream.
Well, Restoration Games, you're dead to me.
What about, is there any Alpha Flight in Marvel Superheroes yet?
In Crisis Protocol? No.
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Crisis Protocol, you're dead to me. That's it.
They're dead to everyone. Those guys.
Although I have all the Alpha Fight models ready to go.
Well, that's the beauty of Patreons, my friend.
Yes. So that, and then I think some more painting videos. I've been doing a lot. These guys are dragging me back into Legion. Mm-hmm. So, but we're still doing Dead Zone. We'd like to do Firefight. I don't have the box yet. Hopefully, it's on its way. But yeah. That's what we've been up to. Nice.
Well, you can join us next time for The Plague. This has been the fancy, effervescent, award-winning, multi-time award-winning team building exercise. I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
I'm Coach. And before you go, the algorithm says pick this video here. They chose it for you, so you got to pick it. On the other side, right over here somewhere, that's to subscribe. And if you want to help us out and support the channel a little bit more, we do have a Patreon that helps us out, and we need a new camera, so they're just throwing that out there. But
ding that dong.
See you in the next one.
Ding that Sorak dong.
Say bye-bye, Jack.
Bye-bye.